Hello class, namaste, and welcome to Occulted Abridged, Lecture 3, Intro to Extraterrestrial Intelligence, Ghosts, Spooky Phenomena, consciousness beyond the physical life here on this planet, and other life in the physical, not on this planet. As always, these lectures should be watched in order, lectures 0 to 9, so, if you have not seen lecture 0, 1, or 2, please go back and watch those before continuing on this video. And as always, if any of this material I'm covering in Occulted Abridged doesn't actually satisfy you, feel free to go back and check prior year's lectures. Alright, so with that said, giving a quick recap of lecture 2. Our universe is consciousness, obviously. It has to be stemmed from a singularity based off of our lecture 1. We have concluded this through logical, propositional proof of asking the question, what is the universe? How can we model it? We only have 2 options, no more, no less. Everything we can observe, everything we can't observe. And including the thing of everything we can't observe, this is just every possibility of the universe that has yet to occur, or will never occur. You can look at it that way as well. The universe is infinite and expanding, but in order to have this infinity, we must have an axis of time to play infinity out on, so we have a manifested universe. And this manifested universe, since it must duplicate itself, it is a hologram, it must manifest itself of itself. We are all part of the universe. We're all star stuff, and we eat food from the planet Mother Gaia, which grows our body. Yes, we're all parts of this planet, this system, and all the planets are parts of, a solar system, and all solar systems are part of a bigger galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy where we live, and the movement of conscious bodies in our solar system can help describe our manifested conscious body. Back in Occulted lecture 2, last lecture, we were talking about why astrology isn't bullshit is because since this universe is manifested geometry, it therefore must reverberate itself. The geometry of the planets and all these conscious, empathetic bodies can describe you, your life path, all sorts of things. And if you're having trouble still understanding this concept, please go check out some of my spirituality videos on this channel. They're really meant to help bridge the gap between spirituality, religion, physics, consciousness, empathetic meaning of these things. So, that brings us to today. Intro to Extraterrestrial Intelligence. Is there life beyond the planet Earth? Are there aliens? Do ghosts exist? Well, if you're in this class, you shouldn't be asking such silly questions, but if you're still not convinced, and Dr. Greer's evidence hasn't convinced you either, allow us to continue from where we left off. Since this consciousness that you and I have, the fact that you're self-aware, the fact that you can think thoughts, this is inherent in the universe, in all things. A blade of grass is a form of consciousness. Yes, it can't make decisions like you and I, but it's still alive and awake. Even a rock, a piece of dirt, part of the planet Earth, you might not consider as conscious, but it is of consciousness. This whole universe is. It's just at a different density. Now, when this comes down to the other realms, not just the physical band, most of my time here in Occulted, I spend talking about the physical band of reality, because that's the band you and I live in, and that's the one that a lot of us don't have control over. So, I'm trying to help educate you and me so we can get better control over all of this, our lives, so we can take power back for our individual selves and make this planet the best that it can be. Because of that, we must learn how to work in harmony together. You and me, we must come together as a planet. I don't care what religious background you're from. I don't care what political background you're from. And at the end of the day, we can agree to disagree. Point of this series is that we need to get this planet interstellar. What does that actually mean? It means peaceful, no poverty, no pollution, at least zero energy pollution, because we're using infinite energy systems which have been kept hidden from the public. Not getting too far ahead of ourselves, but, why does all this, have a connection point? Because in order for us to have this kind of peaceful planet, this interstellar planet, where, we can end a lot of the day-to-day suffering that we go through and live a more fulfilled life, you and I, all of us, we must learn how to work together, even if we disagree. Why do I say this? Because the first filter to becoming a Type 1 interstellar civilization is being peaceful. And if you and I can't get together to work together, there is no chance an extraterrestrial will want to come down here and help us. Because if you and I can't get along, we both exist on the same planet. An extraterrestrial from, say, the Sirius star system, Arcturus, Pleiades, all of these different star systems out in, it's a big universe, everyone. They will not want to manifest down into physical reality to help us because, well, quite frankly, why do they not manifest down in physical reality today is because humans have been killing them for the past 100 years. But that's getting into the, relative human history, and we still have to go over engineering before we reach that. So, not going to touch on why they don't phase down the physical too much, but if you do interact with an extraterrestrial intelligence, they will most likely do so not through the physical plane, but through the conscious plane. If they do interface with you through the physical plane these days, today in 2023, it will most likely be in the form of a pulse of light. You might see a UFO in, upper atmosphere moving at incredible speeds. These can be human-made or they can be ETI. It is very hard to determine right now because human technology has quite frankly matched that of extraterrestrial technology, at least in terms of what human spacecraft can do. But why do I bring this up? Because Occulted Lecture 2, Why Astrology Isn't Bullshit, is really there to teach you who you are. Who are you? I mean, yes, you know yourself, you are you, but do you really know thyself? Do you really know what your meaning in life is? What gives you fulfillment, bliss, joy? I teach astrology first because those are tools there to help you find yourself, help you find your own life path. And once you can put your own air mask on in the falling airplane first, then you'll be able to meet other people in a healthy mind state. Even if the people you meet are unhealthy, wish you harm, hate, if you're centered in yourself and you know who you are, you know what brings you joy, you know what you want to accomplish in life, no matter how hard it might be, no matter what the struggle might be, then you can meet any conflict. You're unstoppable. You know yourself, you live in self-love. That is why I teach astrology first. It's there to help you learn about yourself. We must know thyself before we can know another. Now, the first step to knowing another is knowing our neighbors, our friends, our family, those around us in our life. Setting boundaries with unhealthy people that we need to not have in our life. But while doing that, we can also reach out to extraterrestrial intelligence. Higher intelligence. Intelligence that has been through more lifetime than you and I have. An average human lifespan on this planet currently is about 60 to 80, 90 years. I have to look up the average human life expectancy these days, but point is, there are extraterrestrial civilizations because it is a big universe, people. It's a big universe. If you're sitting there asking if there's extraterrestrial life, there's no proof of it, my friend, that's because you've been brainwashed by the mainstream to believe there's no proof of it. There's proof everywhere. There's extraterrestrials around you every part of the day. It's just that your conscious awareness might not be able to sense them because they're not down in the physical layer with you and I. If they were, they'd be shot with energetic weapons. They exist in the conscious layer, mostly at least when interfacing with you and me here on this planet Earth. So, this should also explain things like ghosts and supernatural phenomena as well, because therefore, since all things are stemmed from this conscious field, and you and I spend our waking hours in the physical band of reality, that means when we fall asleep, we experience lucid dreams and all these sorts of things. our consciousness is actually in a different density. A more spiritual aligned density, if you want to think of it that way. We call it the astral realm, worlds of light. We'll cover these more in later lectures. But point is, this should answer what happens when your physical form ends as well here on this planet. Yes, our physical bodies have a life expectancy. Yes, death and suffering do occur here on this planet. Don't get me wrong. These are not pleasant things to go through. It's why I'm making these series, to help us end a lot of this suffering. But when you die here in this plane, this outer shell, your consciousness, your self-awareness, take a deep breath. Notice that you have thoughts, a thought stream. That does not stop. Quite contrary. You end your physical existence, but your thought stream goes into the next layer. Now, you can do things like reincarnation, their ETIs can reincarnate, we can clone bodies, consciousness transfer bodies in between this plane of reality, go back and forth. I'm not saying death doesn't happen, but what is a ghost in supernatural phenomena really quick? It's essentially consciousnesses of humans that can't reincarnate for one reason or another onto the planet Earth, that still have hung up, conscious, emotional baggage, and, their consciousness, even though they exist in an energetic field of the band of reality, can still interface with the physical. Yes, ghosts are real. Yes, if you have, missed a loved one, or, somebody has passed away in your life, you can contact them. Using, if you have trained to do so, you're a medium, a channel, a psychic. What are channels? Channels, psychics, mediums. These people are people that have developed their conscious ability in the physical plane of reality to be able to communicate with those that are either no longer alive, that used to live on the planet Earth, either those that exist in the conscious form, higher orders of conscious thought that don't physically incarnate. Yes, those exist. People would call these angels, demons. As the yin and the yang of it goes, people, good and bad is all relative. Okay? Chances are, if there's an entity that exists in the non-physical, they're not as evil as you'd think. The more dense the reality goes, the more evil and painful things become. It's why we kill each other here on this planet. Not saying that spiritual warfare isn't real. It is, as above, so below, but they're reflections of one another. So, speaking of that, that also means that things exist such as a higher form of intelligence, like I said, an extraterrestrial that might have a lifespan of thousands of years. They might live in their body on a different planet and a different star system for thousands of years. Not only that, their technology can be so advanced that they can choose to put their body asleep in a different part of the, universe, different galaxy, different, planets, different, solar system, not ours. And they can choose to incarnate somewhere else in the universe to help a planet with their awakening process. So this should tell you there's a lot of things possible in this universe. There's ghosts, there's extraterrestrial intelligence, there's reincarnation, there's incarnation of a new soul, a soul that has yet to live. Yes, technically we're all stemmed from a singularity. People in the religious and holy faiths would say that we're all children of God. We're all children of God. We all have free will. Another way to look at this is we're all the universe. We're all manifested from the universe, star stuff, Yes, both of these are parts of the truth. Now, are you seeing a bigger picture? To stay stuck in scientific dogma or religion or atheism would be foolish. It would be foolish. No, the universal truth is part of encompassing all of these and speaking what is the literal truth back to you. Not getting hung up on this story of which, God entity created what, which one represents what. Yes, these are useful. Yes, they're useful to help teach and convey concepts, but they should not be, harbored on, And I would like to end this lecture. I know there's a lot of information here, I had to go very quick and I'm already over time. I'm aiming to have these done in 10 minutes, but really quick. The last note I want to leave here. Yes, there's a lot of different kinds of intelligence in the universe. There are. And why should this matter to you and me? Because, as above, so below, if you ask for help, the universe will listen. Not only that, other intelligences might listen as well. So the thing I want to end this on is something called CE5, Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind. Now we have Close Encounters 1 through 4. People might be familiar with these. But what is Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind? Developed by Dr. Stephen M. Greer. Thank you, Greer. Here on this planet is a way for you, me, anybody to get into contact with higher intelligence. Whether they be spiritual guides, conscious entities that may be human-like or not human-like, that don't choose to manifest in the physical form, that would like to help you out, or extraterrestrials, quite literally, that have built spacecrafts, can travel in between galaxies, that would like to help this planet Earth become peaceful. So, the last thing I want to end on this is, what's the way that you, me, even a youngster can help humanity out today? This planet needs to become peaceful. And a great way to do that is to start becoming friends with those that can help us. Either our neighbors or extraterrestrial intelligence. Yes, really. So, if you'd like to meet extraterrestrial intelligence, aliens, yes, really, keep an open mind. They can look human. They can look not human. Follow the steps created by Dr. Stephen M. Greer. A lot of it has to do with getting into a quiet state of meditation. And the reason this is because ETIs, like I said, humans have been killing them, can't step down into physical reality. So, they choose to communicate with you and me, humans incarnated on this planet, through the conscious field of awareness. Because this conscious field, since it's at the 0 point, moves instantaneously. Every being in this universe can be telepathic. Yes, really, it's a skill you have to develop. A great way to develop it is by following the steps of CE5, getting into a quiet state of meditation. When you know yourself, you're pure of heart, you're just like, I would love to meet an intelligence that is not from this planet Earth. Go outside, go meditate, look up at the stars, and you might be surprised on the experiences that enter your life once you begin doing CE5. Yes, you might meet aliens to this planet. You might meet higher intelligences that don't exist in the physical form of reality, and the ways they might choose to communicate with you might surprise you. Yes, it is possible that they can, incept a physical UFO down into physical reality. But the more likely way that they will communicate with you today is through spooky occurrences. I.e., they might show up in your dreams. They might show up and speak into your mind, quite literally. I'm not even kidding you. They might actually speak a voice into your mind that's not your voice, if you're ready for it. I've had this happen to me. These are just a few examples, but I hope it gets your interest perked, and I hope you go around meeting things, entities with an open mind. They do have lessons to teach us, and a lot of the ETIs that are, like I said, out here trying to spread love, high vibrational energy, high vibration emotions, they do wish us the best. They do. The people that don't wish us the best, the people that wish us harm, make no mistake, is no extraterrestrial intelligence. No. It should be rather obvious that the biggest threat on this planet is not an ETI, no Independence Day. No, my friends. It is the humans on this planet that wish us harm. So, be safe, stay protected, namaste, and I'm going to have to end it there. I'm sorry I went over. I hope this helps, kind of give you an intro into extraterrestrial intelligence, ghosts, all sorts of things. Even occult mediums and channels. If you want some resources to, better understand this stuff I covered in this lecture, please feel free to check out maybe a few of these videos on this channel, if I can pick a few here to help you, or really go check out Dr. Stephen M. Greer's work, because he has been heading up this, what's this called the CE5 movement for the past 3 decades on this planet, and has not only taught ambassadors from countries like France and the United States how to do it, but he teaches everyday people like you and me, even pop stars like Demi Lovato. So, I'm going to leave it there. Enjoy. I hope you guys take the time to go practice CE5 and go out, meditate, and meet extraterrestrials. That is a great way that can speed up the time it takes for this planet to become interstellar. Quite literally. Namaste, and I'll see you guys tomorrow in class for Intro to Interstellar Technology, Engineering, and How to Build a UFO. It's my favorite lecture, so I hope you attend. Namaste, everyone.